Hello and welcome to the 8th in a year-long series on ideas in action, going digital. The idea today is the change process, and we apply it to digital transformation, where digital technologies are the key catalysts for improving the business. We have known for some time that major IT projects cannot be just about the technology. The organization itself also has to change. As we shall see, this brings in a bunch of factors that are often ignored or at least underestimated. The other major success killer is the size of the project. The risks to IT-enabled projects are very well known. Risks increase along with the size of the project, along with failure to enact project management disciplines. By not treating it as an organizational and business change process, and risks increase with how radically new the technology is for this specific organization. So how to manage the change process? Well, firstly, scale the ambition and the process to what is achievable given the resources available and the time scale required. A part of this is forming a change management capability comprised of project sponsor, project champion, and project manager, plus multiple stakeholders, not just technology specialists. Secondly, adopt a structured, holistic approach to managing change. Rolf Killman had two deep insights into this, even in the early 1990s. The first we talked about in the previous video. Basically, culture beats strategy every time. In our case, managers have to focus on shaping the digital culture right from the start and throughout the change process. Having good intentions or thinking you have finished on culture are never good practices. The second insight was that you need to manage beyond the quick fix. This requires deep change and it will take time. There is no quick fix to digital transformation. So, greatly extending Killman's work, what does a holistic, structured approach to managing change look like? Let me walk you quickly through the sequential approach we have formulated. There are two givens that are open to close management, but that you have to work with. The first is the setting, the business context in which you operate in all its dynamism, complexity, interconnectivity, and with its multiple external stakeholders in the business, customers, suppliers, government agencies, for example. The second is what Killman calls the psyche of people, their innermost qualities that translate into their fears, desires, belief, what they will resist and what they will defend. The good news is that all the other factors, including culture and its assumptions, are manageable and changeable, provided an integrated, planned approach to change is adopted. Now, our previous video dealt with the target digital culture needed. To reiterate, culture change has to be addressed from the beginning and throughout, not at the end of change programs. So start the culture track first. Other tracks then come on stream in sequence and run parallel over the course of the structured program. At this stage, it is useful to be listening to the technology and its potential and to build carefully crafted details of the target strategy, structure, technology, and processes. But these must be provisional because the first three tracks that need attention are culture, management skills, and team building. These adjust what I call the behavioral infrastructure of the organization. Note the focus is here on developing an adaptive inner organization. Without this, changes to the outer organization, strategy, structure, reward systems, and technologies processes will be cosmetic and short-lived. However, from the start, there must be a strong sense of how all these factors fit together. For example, it is not enough to have a business strategy without also at the same time establishing how digital technologies can leverage or even change the strategy and whether a supportive culture is feasible. If the business strategy is based on false assumptions, then the best digital technologies can do is to provide a more efficient underpinning for what might be tantamount to disaster faster. The diagram shows the rough sequencing of the change activities. Once the assumptions on which the business decisions are checked to be realistic, the starting point has to be whether the culture will support the behavior needed for organizational success. If not, then shifting the culture by identifying the shared norms, values, and change propensity organizational members are willing to commit to, this must begin with continuing development throughout the change process. The next phase is building the necessary management skills and teams to deliver the change. At this point, the originally formulated business strategy and organizational structure will need revisiting. On technology, our experience with IT and digital technologies in the 2020s is that these need to be in the first order thinking, done at the time of and included in the first formulation of business strategy. A feasibility analysis of organizational readiness to accept and deliver the technological changes should be carried out then. And a natural checkpoint for digital transformation comes when trying to establish stakeholder buy-in and governance. Management and teams will need to liaise regularly over technology delivery and how to drive out business value. Finally, the reward system needs adjustment to incentivize change behavior and target required business outcomes. Throughout, senior sponsors, project champions, and managers will need to be alive to the organizational politics that breed in times of technological change. More on politics in organizations in a later video. This means that 6 tracks need to be sequenced and then run in parallel, with a 7th shadow track monitoring the politics and keeping digital transformation on the hopefully yellow brick road to superior performance as a digital business. Thank you for listening. Check out our 2023 book, Driving Value with Automation and Digital Transformation, A Realist's Guide. See you next time.